Okay, I know this looks like a lot. Yes, it is. But oh, okay, let me explain. Hi, it's Mari from Mari Hiraya Archives. So you probably clicked on the video because you saw all those notebooks and thought, this lady's crazy. This is too many notebooks. And I agree. But hear me out because we listen and we don't judge. Okay, let me set all these aside so there is no confusion. I promise you at the end of the video, hopefully you understand how this process system works for me. But these are the items that are basically what I use. Now, not everything on my books are every single day, but these are the ones that I use either on a daily basis or at least once or twice a week. And then the rest kind of sits on my shelf as needed. And the way my brain works, it's been a process trying to figure out how to journal the way I journal, but everything happens in this book right here. This is the Hobonichi Weeks, and it's the brain of, I would say, my crew. This is like the hub. This is ground zero. This is where I track and document my life. And what I call this book is a life, or my life in a year. And what I want, or my intentions for this book, is to be able to document the things that are happening in my life, whether it's big or small. And that way I could look back at it and I could look at it and see, okay, this is what's happening in my life. And it could be big or small, from what I'm drinking, what I'm eating, what events are happening. There's just a lot that I want to capture in this book. And then anything else that I want to talk in depth will go into the various notebooks that are sitting on my shelf that I don't technically need right now. It's just there when I need it, if that makes sense. That's just the way my brain works. It likes collections. It likes to have things in one place, like all my recipes, all the movies and shows, all, that's just the way my brain works. So this notebook right here is where it all begins, and then it branches out, and you'll see later on. So let's get started. Okay, so this is my Hobonichi Weeks. Like I said, it is a year, my life in a year. I'm not going to go too much in detail in each book. That would take forever, but I'm just going to kind of skim through it, and then later on down the line I'll do individual videos for each book to kind of give you more details on how I use it. So with this Hobonichi Weeks, it's the hub. This is where I document and track everything that happens to me in a day. And so there's different things that I track on here, but like, for example, the yearly, I do temperature tracking, and then for that I do books. And then for this page, I'm currently tracking, or that one I did videos. This one I'm doing our dinners. And then for the, I also have like the swatching and the inking test. And then for this one, this is where I'm talking about is how I document my day. It's in vertical layout, which is what I prefer. And as you can see, like it goes from morning to night. Like I drink my lemon water. I worked out a little bit. I did a massage. I had lunch. I listed what I had. I had some pineapples. I drank some tea, and then I watched Interstellar, which is an amazing movie, and then I did some journaling that day. So this is what I mean is how I document my day. It's not a lot of things. Like I don't really do much outside the home, but I just love how I can just, even just the little things. And this is what I'm talking about, where I like to have my stuff here, but then also have notebooks to branch out. Like for example, here, I baked a cinnamon donut bread, and that's a new recipe. So I documented it on here, but then I have a recipe book that I will document more in detail about the recipe, if we liked it, how it went, and so forth. So yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is. And then I journal. And then this journal is just more of like happenings and stuff, and or things that I feel like talking about. But like I have a big feelings journal book that I use, and that sits on the shelf. So that's why I say this is the brain. This is where everything kind of starts out with. Okay, what I have next is an Archer and Olive extra large pocket notebook that I use to track my fitness and my workouts. I don't really track much just because like there's only a certain amount of information that I really need. So I track my steps here. I track if I close my rings there. And then I also track like my monthly workouts. And then this goes into depth, like what I'm doing, like what kind of activities I'm doing, if I'm drinking my tea. I used a vertical, and then I switched out to a horizontal because it's just a lot better, more information I could put on, especially like the activities and the workouts that I'm doing. So it's a pretty simple layout. I can't believe I actually bullet journaled this whole notebook, but I did. It's working so far. I love it so far. At first, I wanted to see if I could put all this information in my Hobonichi weeks, but I think I'm going to keep it here because I've already done the whole year, and then maybe next year, I'm not sure, but I'm just going to track like if I worked out in my Hobonichi weeks, and that's it. No more details, and all the details will go into this book. So that is my fitness tracker. The next thing that I have is my Midori 5-year planner or 5-year journal. This is actually, I think, a 10-year anniversary limited edition notebook. This is a Hobonichi Han, and so it's about, I think it's about the same size. Well, maybe a little bit bigger than an A6, just a tad bigger than an A6 Han. And obviously it's thicker because it's a 5-year. But I love how small it is. It's not too crazy as far as like I had a bigger notebook for a 5-year, and it just had too many lines for me. And so I like this one because it's really small, so I can only have to do 1 or 2 sentences and I'm good. So I use it as a gratitude journal. So I've been able to upkeep with that because it's so small. Next up is a Hobonichi A6 cover. It's an all leather cover. It has leather on the front and back, and then also on the inside. And I use a Take a Note notebook for this, and it's my health and wellness journal so it's 2013. I track me and my husband's health and wellness because we're both in our 40s. So yeah, there's just so many things that's happening right now in our lives. So we need a health and wellness tracker. And then this is new to my lineup. It's an older notebook. It's the 2024 Hobonichi A6 Han. I saw it when it first released, and I was like, you know what? I really want to try it because it's so cute. And I love hardbound books. So I just ended up redating it, and so I use it as my social media tracker, planner, journal, notebook. So yeah, I just redated everything, and I'm just ignoring the dates. So I'm glad I can actually use this because I really love this planner and the design. Okay, so this right here is my ride or die. Like, this stays in my purse. I don't really reach out for it on a daily basis, but this is where I keep, this is an A6 not A6 passport. It's a Passport Traveler's Notebook, and this is where I keep my monthly calendar. And so I just track like my kids' absences and any appointments that I need to make when I'm out and about. I tried using my phone, but it doesn't work for me. But having this helps me stay in, organize. I just have a folder here that I put like receipts and paperwork, pockets to keep all my extra cards and whatnots. And yeah, so that's it. That stays in my purse. I love this little thing. But yeah. And then this right here is a Midori or MD notebook. It's the A7 size. Oh, there's my Costco card. It's an A7 notebook, and I got this cover. It's vegan leather cover from Amazon. It's so hard to find a cover for an A7 notebook, and A7s are pretty they're pretty tiny, but yeah, so I like that I have that cover for it. And then this is actually my grocery list. This is what I use, and it stays in my purse as well, but this is where I do my to-do lists, my groceries. When I do my menu planning, it's all part of my whole system. And again, I will show you guys what I actually do in another video. But yeah, so that's something I use probably every 2 weeks, because I go grocery shopping every 2 weeks. Okay, let's put that aside and let's bring in the books that I don't actually use on a daily basis. That is as needed. These are the branches to my trunk, to my tree, to my Hobonichi weeks. Next up is my traveler's notebook that I use for my social media. This actually goes hand in hand with the A6 Hone. It's my social media planner. This is where I draw my ideas and then if I have any monthly dues. But yeah, it goes hand in hand with my Hobonichi A6 Hone. So this is where I plan in my A6 Hone, and then I use on a daily basis, and then I take the traveler's notebook if I need it. So up next, I have my journals that I journal in. These are like more events and happenings in detail, and then my big feelings journal in that MD one day, one page. And I use this traveler's notebook to document anything that's happening that requires a little bit more things to put on, like stickers and pictures and junk journaling and all that stuff that goes in there. And it just sits on my shelf, and it's there when I need it. Yeah, so that just sits on my shelf if I need it. And then of course I have my big feelings journal right there. And it's my dear diary, so it's something that I don't want people to see. But yeah, that is my trio when it comes to journaling. Up next, I have this beautiful notebook that I actually use for like oracle cards or tarot reading. I just basically use it for like prompts to journal about, to kind of reflect on what's happening in my life. And this is one of my favorite oracle cards. I won't go into detail, but I just love this set. It's so beautiful. I love the art on it. And yeah, it's just something that I use as a prompt to kind of help me go through my feelings or kind of discuss why things are happening in my life at that time. And so far, I've only had like 2 or 3 entries, but yeah. So this is how it looks like, decorated a little bit. And ooh, I don't want you to see all that. But yeah, so that is what I use. Whenever I pull a card, I kind of document it, and it's kind of like a diary or whatever. But yeah, but I love this notebook. It's super cute. I don't even know what brand it is, but I just love the art on it. Up next, I have I have a it's called Magic of I, and it is a beautiful notebook. It's in an A5 size. I wanted to use this as like a mental health journal, and it has like these beautiful gilded pages. And I started out as a like mental health. I was tracking my period based on like the moon phases and how I was feeling and like what my moods are. But all honesty, I don't know if I'm going to keep up with this book, which is a shame because it's such a beautiful book. But that happens, you know. There's notebooks that you think you're going to use and you don't. So I'll just repurpose it for next year and we'll do that. But okay, I have my Hobonichi weeks. All you guys know, like I use this for my layouts. So that sits on my shelf when I need it. And then this is a cool little insert that I made. I repurposed an older insert and I love the stickers on it. And so I just kind of use it for stickers, and like when I get packages from stationery shops, and I love their packaging and little note cards, and I just keep it here. It was a great way to repurpose this insert because it's just too pretty to let go. So that just sits on my shelf, and so whenever I have packages, I'll put the stuff in there, the scraps or the stickers. This is going to be my gardening notebook in my Hobonichi weeks. I started it, but I'll finish it eventually, like all my other notebooks, but it's okay. What I have next is, okay, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I don't know. It was a fun project for me to do. So I use this Passport Traveler's Notebook to inventory my nail polish. I know, like, it's like, doing ink swatches, but this is for my nail polish. And so I just kind of categorized it based on shades. And I used it's Travelers Company watercolor insert because regular notebook or regular paper did not hold up. But yeah, I love this thing. I still have a lot of things to put in there, but I'll finish it. But I don't know if anybody else does it. I don't know. Let me know if you do or if you heard of it. So I'm an avid I'm an avid tea drinker, and this is a notebook that I use for to kind of journal all the different teas that I like, if I liked it, what rating I gave it, and a lot of these teas have really pretty tea bags, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. And then I'm thinking of moving into this bigger one. I'm not sure, maybe to keep inventory of all the teas I have, not more of a journal, like if I like it or not. So, but it's still in the works, obviously. But this is my little tea stuff. So, yeah, I have that. And then next up is my, what do I have next? What should I show? Let's go with my reading journal. Okay, let's go with my reading journal. So I have, so obviously I track in my Hobonichi weeks if I read, and then this is the reading journal that I use to track more in depth, more in detail, like the reviews of each book. My to be read list is on here too, so it's a really cool book. I really like it. Hopefully it's a perpetual journal, so it'll just stay there until it's all filled out. And then what we'll do next is our home. Okay, this is my notebook or my group for my home. So this holds all our important information for our household. So obviously I can't show you anything in there, but it's just a notebook with information, and it just stays on my shelf, and it's been great to have. And then for this notebook, I'm going to start using it as a maintenance stuff for the household, if I need to list anything that's happening or any information as far as that. And then this right here is a design book that I actually started. It's customized for us, and so it's my design plans book. And what I do is I use this to plan out my decorating my interior whenever we do remodels for that house. It's just something to keep track. I wish I had done this in our old house in Utah, but it's okay. We'll start out with this house. But yeah, I love this thing. It'll be cool to see once it's all filled out. Okay, what we have next is one of my favorite notebooks to do. It's the recipes, of course. I'm a foodie. I love food. I love baking and I love cooking. But in my Hobonichi weeks, I annotate if I baked a new recipe. And this is the book that I use. It's a B6 MD notebook. And this is what I use to kind of go more into detail. I even have a little rating system of my little bears, if it's good, bad, or so-so. And then I also have it on a chapters like the bakery, and I think those are beef. And I just redated this, but I list what I baked in the monthly sections. I put the pages where the recipes actually are in the back. And I just love this process because it allows me to try different things and then annotate it. And then whatever ones that we actually love and we make, multiple times, then I put it in this recipes book. It's an heirloom book. It's a passed down book. And this is where my kids will pull their favorite recipes from their childhood. I love this book. It's one of the projects that I really love doing. It's from Write to Me company, but it's a project in progress and I love utilizing it. All right, so that is it. That is everything in my arsenal of notebooks. And I know it's a lot, but trust me, like this is how my brain works. I have like my Hobonichi weeks and all like my daily stuff, and then I have all the other notebooks that sit on the shelf and it's there when I need it. So it's a system that makes my brain happy, and I guess that's all that really matters, right? I mean, yeah. See you next time. Bye.